MMC for Community Development at City of Johannesburg. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Councillor Stemso Zungu. I'm the MMC GCSS. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Councillor Loiso Masuku, member of the Mayoral Committee for Finance.
Good afternoon, colleagues. My name is Mlomo Simabaso, the MMC for Human Settlements.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Councillor Nomoya Mnisi. I am currently serving as the MMC for Economic Development.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Eunice Mtina, MMC responsible for development planning in the city. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kiwa Kekana, Acting City Manager. Thank you.
Thank you. Without wasting time, I'm going to give the platform to the Executive Mayor. I think a lot of media houses have been calling us, wanting to find out what the Mayor is doing with regards to the letter that has been circulating from the Finance Minister. So without wasting time, Executive Mayor, the platform is yours.
Oh, it's not audible. Oh, okay. So we are here as members of the Mayoral Committee, and we thought it was important to, as we submitted the letter, that we now give a media brief on the Minister's letter. So good afternoon once again, and thank you for attending this media brief. On the 30th of July 2025, I received a letter from the Minister of Finance, Honorable Enoch Kotongwana. In his letter, the Honorable Minister expressed significant concerns regarding the City of Johannesburg ongoing non-compliance with the Municipal Finance Management Act, specifically in relation to the failure to prevent and address unauthorized, irregular, fruitless and wasteful expenditure. The Honorable Minister requested that I respond to his office within 14 days of receiving his letter. Today I am here to confirm that on behalf of the City of Johannesburg I have submitted a comprehensive response to the Ministry of Finance. This response included a complete account of the challenges that contributed to the 23.6 billion balance of the unauthorized, irregular, fruitless and wasteful expenditure as reported in the city's financial statements for the 2023-2024 financial year. Additionally, my response provided a detailed update on the progress we have made in addressing this non-compliance. I want to clearly state that as I publicly did when I assumed office during my first term as the Executive Mayor in 2022, that our beloved city had endured a period of mismanagement, poor leadership from previous administrations, particularly during the DA-led coalition. The 23.6 billion in unauthorized, irregular and fruitless expenditure is a cumulative figure that has progressively increased in the city's financial statements over the years. During this time, the expenditures were largely unaddressed and not regularized as required by the FMMA. The 23.6 billion comprises the following: 13 billion is about 55% in unauthorized expenditure, 9.9 billion, 42% in irregular expenditure, and 735 million, which constitute about 3% in fruitless and wasteful expenditure. And most of the unauthorized expenditure is due to bulk purchases of electricity and water that exceeded the approved budget. These bulk purchases are primarily driven by the consumption of the services by residents alongside both technical and non-technical losses that occur during service delivery. The irregular expenditure is mainly due to the cities acquiring goods and services without fully complying with supply chain regulations. It is essential to note that non-compliance leading to irregular or unauthorized expenditure does not imply that the city did not receive the services or goods purchased. It indicates that there was non-compliance in procurement processes. To address this non-compliance, accelerate service delivery, and improve the city's financial position, decisive actions were required. I implemented the following key interventions. One, I enhanced the unauthorized, irregular and fruitless expenditure reduction strategy, focusing on timely investigations, consequence management, and regularizing non-compliant expenditure as outlined by the FMMA Section 32.2. Re-established and operationalized the disciplinary committee or disciplinary board in accordance with the FMMA regulations for financial misconduct procedures and criminal proceedings. In February 2025, I reached out to the President Ramaphosa for technical support in the form of the Presidential Working Group to further enhance service delivery and the achievement of the city's turnaround plan. The bomb squad was also introduced. 4, establish the war room, focusing on the city's finances, which means weekly, to monitor progress on the implementation of the city's turnaround strategy that I announced during the 2025 State of the City address. This initiative is already yielding positive results, bringing us closer to achieving a sustainable minimum average revenue collection of 200 million a day. I am encouraged by the progress made through these key initiatives, and I'm pleased to share the following updates. On unauthorized, irregular, fruitless and wasteful expenditure. Of the 23.6 billion reported in the city's 2023-2024 financial statements, 12.9 billion has been regularized in accordance with the FMMA. 2, as of 30 June 2025, only 6.7 billion remains under investigation, while the rest has been fully investigated and is being processed by relevant municipal committees. 3, based on the progress noted above, I expect the city's unauthorized, irregular and fruitless wasteful expenditure balance to have reduced significantly when the 2024-2025 financial year annual financial statements are presented to the Auditor General. Operationalization of the disciplinary board, which is what we are implemented now. The disciplinary board has already concluded preliminary investigation of 6 matters, totaling 535 million, and will report the outcomes of the council as it sits in the next ordinary meeting. On the 31st of July 2025, council approved 12 additional matters amounting to 2.5 billion for preliminary investigation by the disciplinary board. These matters pertain to alleged actions of financial misconduct and historical unresolved, unauthorized expenditure, issues that will lead to consequence management. The War Room Initiative. On the War Room Initiative, the following has been done. The revenue collection has improved, and the improvement is visible from actions taken through the War Room. The city's performance in July 2025 demonstrates that the minimum average daily collection of 200 million is achievable. The city's collection rate for April to June 2025 is currently at 87%, representing a 2.7 increase from the 85% rate recorded during the same period last year. The Presidential Working Group are the following interventions that have become real. 1, the impact of the Presidential Working Group and the bomb squad has begun to be visible to the residents of the city through accelerated service delivery. To maintain the momentum on all key initiatives, a robust action plan has been developed, and it includes, amongst others, 1, the appointment of the new board members in the entities to strengthen governance and focus on the prevention of unauthorized and irregular expenditure. Overall governance oversight through the group audit committees and mayoral committee. The reduction of unauthorized, irregular and fruitless expenditure is one of the key performance indicators in the performance scorecards of the senior managers who report directly to the accounting officer. A disciplinary board to expedite investigations of financial misconduct allegations, timeous implementation of recovery procedures through group legal and contracts department, and monthly progress report submitted to the mayoral committee. We will also strengthen our engagement and reporting to National Treasury through the Section 71 monthly reports, which will serve as robust monitoring tools on the city's performance. The intergovernmental relations should also be further strengthened to activate collaborative engagements and necessary support from other spheres of government towards the city of Johannesburg. Thank you. That will be the end of our statement, and we'll take questions.
Any questions from the media? Please just introduce yourself and the media house you're from.
Oh, just a second. Just a second, 600. I just want to add that we've been experiencing water challenges in Soweto as a result of throttling, and this is as a result of the damaged water reservoir. And I thought it was important that we report that through bypassing of the system today, we hopefully by tomorrow will have full supply of water to the residents that have been affected. By the time we left Soweto at around 12, areas of Mulapo and others were already getting water back. I thought it's important to report on the water progress. Okay, we'll respond from this one, it's fine. You must give Sisanda.
Yes, I'll bring it back.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sisanda Mbolekwa from the Sunday Times. Mr. Mayor, as someone who's previously held the Finance MMC portfolio, who has had Finance MMC's report to you as the mayor, did you find this situation alarming when the minister wrote to you? Is this something that you could have preempted or sort of foresaw that it would lead to a precarious situation such as this one? And secondly, one of the critical issues raised is the lack of consequence management. There are senior officials and senior managers who are behind some of this fruitless and wasteful expenditure. You've mentioned that you're going to institute a disciplinary board. Can we have more detail on that? Who will constitute this board? I mean, you can't have a situation where it's senior managers investigating other senior managers. How do we ensure that this board remains transparent? When can we first expect them to account? And who will constitute the board? Thank you very much.
Balenhle Mthethwa for SABC News. Now, Mayor, when the ANC-led coalition took over from the DA-led coalition, the city found itself in a precarious financial position like it finds itself right now. And one of the promises, or rather one of the things that the administration had vowed it would do, was to turn the city's finances around. Considering that the city is back where it was a few years ago, do you feel that your administration has done enough in order to turn the city's finances around? Two, how does this affect service delivery? We understand that you have written to the Minister of Finance, and are you hopeful that your letter will be able to sway him to release those needed funds in order to ensure that the city is able to deliver services, but not only that, prepare for the G20, which is just around the corner? Thank you.
Anybody else?
Okay, Nabila.
Good afternoon, Nabila Sheikh from ENC. I've got a few questions. So, Mayor, I think you've come out quite strongly placing blame on some of the previous administration for the situation that we find ourselves in with regard to wasteful expenditure. But you've been in finance positions before. What specific failures would you say have happened under your leadership that has contributed to what we're seeing right now? Why has it taken up until now, until we received this letter from the finance minister, for us to actually put in place a solid plan? And then can you give us more clarity who is going to be held responsible for the historic and irregular and unauthorized expenditure, and when we can expect to see action actually being taken?
Anyone else? Okay.
We will try and respond to the questions as asked. I'll start with the last question in relation to when are we going to take action. And if you look at the statement, we make a commitment that already part of the unauthorized, irregular, and fruitless wasteful expenditure, we are acting on at least around 6.7 billion, which remains under investigation. And we are also committing that in the next ordinary council meeting, we'll also be presenting on the preliminary investigation of 6 matters, totaling about 335 million. Preliminary investigation has been approved by the disciplinary board. So certainly work is being done there. And I must explain that why we're raising this matter of the disciplinary board, because for the longest of time the disciplinary board was not implemented by the previous administration until we came in on board, and we then implemented the disciplinary board in accordance to the FMMA, because they are responsible for dealing with unauthorized expenditure. I must also say that work has also been done at MPEC on the matters that relate to unauthorized expenditure. So there is work that has been done, and certainly you will see therefore consequence management. And what the letter also raises is the fact that we have not been effective in as far as consequence management is concerned. But now that we have the board, we believe that we'll be able to act against those officials that may have done wrong. And I suspect sometimes last year one official would have resigned on the basis of the investigation of the disciplinary board. There are issues around the turnaround of finance. Yes, we have made a commitment. And what is happening, you see that at times in some quarter we're able to reach our targets. I think around April and May we're able to reach 90% collection, but it dived again. And you'd understand that part of the work that we are doing in terms of what we call Operation Logisa, the intention is therefore to try and sort out aggressively on our collection rate. We have to reduce aggressively our current debtors book, which requires a lot of work. And part of the work we must do is to understand the economic situation of our residents, at the same time be able to collect, especially from business and government departments. And I think we are owed about R1 billion or so by the government departments, and we'll be going after them so that we can recoup what is owed to the city. We're experiencing, as we said, losses in the water environment and electricity, which is affecting what should be coming into the city. They're sitting at about 35 to 40% of the losses that we're experiencing. We're trying our level best that we must reduce our losses by at least 10% in this financial year. In that way, we'll see an improvement. And some of them is as a result of bypassing of meters, illegal connections, and you'll also be shocked that those bypassing of meters is not only residential, it is also business. And from time to time, we are able to recover those that have violated our policies and have connected illegally. And that is why you'll see from time to time we have revenue collection blitz. The intentions of this blitz is to also establish those that have bypassed the meters, and then we can collect on those that are owing us millions of rands. But we are on track through Operation Lungisa. The disciplinary board is in place. It's chaired by Dumi Ramonotse, who is an independent, and it has at least about 3 officials from the department, from the city, and also has an official from National Treasury, so that the National Treasury can monitor whether we're doing this work or not. So work has been done, and that is why we are responding to the minister. You can't just wake up in the morning and just respond. You must make sure you collate all the information in all departments, so that by the time you respond to the minister, you have given a true reflection of the situation in the city. And that is why it took a bit of time for us to finalize the response to the minister. And we are responding today, which is the last day of a response. It's 14 days later. So the minister would have received his response earlier today, probably about 2 hours ago, and it's with the minister's office by now. So we have responded adequately. But we must also acknowledge that the minister's letter was correct, because National Treasury has a responsibility to track progress in municipalities, and municipalities also has a responsibility to provide Section 71 reports and other reports to National Treasury. I think I've responded. Yes, we should have implemented some of these systems, so that controls and systems to help us to prevent. And I think in our statement we do say that some of these things are as a result of previous administration not taking these matters quite seriously. A simple matter, which is a very serious issue in terms of the FMMA, the establishment of a disciplinary board, which was not in place. There's a lot of controls that now we're putting in place. The department, our audit department, is on track. It's over the issues now to ensure that everything is aligned, and we are convinced that in our next audit report we should be able to see a lot of changes and improvement on the work that we have been doing. And the colleagues would add if there's something else that I've left out on this matter of the letter. Thank you, Katu.
Any follow-up questions, colleagues? Alpha.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor. It's Alpha here from Eyewitness News. I understand you are not quite happy with the Patriotic Alliance's proposal to put Liam Jacobs as the Transport MMC. Please give us more details on that appointment. When should we expect an appointment to that position? Thank you.
Alpha, we are here today focusing on the minister's letter. In due course, I will make an announcement on the MMC of transport. It's a matter that I suppose the mayor should be given the space to finalize. Last week, I finalized the MMC of finance. A week before last, 2 weeks ago, I finalized the MMC of finance, Councillor Masuku, and last week I finalized the MMC of corporate and shared service, Councillor Stembise Zungu, and in no time I'll be finalizing the appointment of the MMC of Transport. So we will do so. At this stage, I'm the acting MMC of Transport until further notice, Alpha, when I announce. The rest of the things that you have raised, I suppose they are rumors, and I will not respond to rumors, but I will give you a response next week on the final appointments. It could be earlier in next week where we'll finalize the appointments. Are we happy? Happiness. So we are doing our level best as the city, Alpha, to get things done on the finance. And I think there's going to be a lot of improvement that you will see in terms of our collection rate. There's also other instruments that we're trying to put in place to raise capital, especially for infrastructure. We are looking at how we can use the balance sheet of our entities and core to be able to raise the money to respond to our infrastructure challenges. But I also want to conclude by making a call to all our residents to continue to conserve water, use water responsibly. We remain outside of the apportionment of what Rainwater has apportioned for Johannesburg, which remains a serious concern. So let's reduce and use water sparingly. Thank you very much. And remind the residents to also pay for their services, especially Alpha. We're going to check your account today. Oh, you're in Tswane. I'll ask Bonzo that side to check. Thank you very much.
Thank you, colleagues.